From the Conley Center on the campus of Ironton High School in Ironton, Ohio, Ohio University Southern's Electronic Media presents the 11th Annual Ironton Classic Invitational, brought to you by Western and Southern Life and Fox Sports Radio 1230 and 1420 AM. Tonight's games are sponsored by Giovanni's Pizza of Colgrove, Coca-Cola Bottling Company, St. Mary's Medical Center, Ohio University Southern, Buffalo Wild Wings, Bartram & Sons, Rax, and Collins Career Technical Center.
At guard, number 3, Chris Brown. At guard, number 10.
We are at the Conley Center on the campus of Ironton High School for the 11th Annual Ironton Classic Invitational. Glad you could join us, Brian Correa, along with Mark Maynard. And our game for today features the Nubians of Africentric High School out of Columbus, Ohio, taking on a local team that you might be more familiar with, the Huntington High Highlanders. And Mark, this game, I guess both these teams are going to find out a little bit about themselves. Huntington coming off of a tough game the other night against Fairland, and then of course Africentric presents a challenge for a team here because they don't really get to see these teams in action.
Exactly. You don't really know what to expect from them, and I know we've seen Africentric over the years here, and they always bring a lot of great athletes in here and play a fast-paced game and get after you on defense, and maybe not the thing Huntington High needs right now after a really surprising loss to Fairland. Not that they lost necessarily because Fairland's got a good program, but 60-31 loss. They had 5 rebounds in the game. So, when you don't rebound, that's usually lack of effort. So I'm sure they're going to they got a kick in the pants last night, and this game will show if they need another kick tonight.
We've seen Africentric. They've been a fixture here in this event over the last couple of years. So this has been somewhat of a home away from home for them.
It has. They're, always they bring a lot of class in here, and they obviously enjoy coming. They like you said, I can't remember a year they haven't been in it, to be honest with you. There probably was one, but they are a regular.
So Africentric controls the opening tap, and we are underway.
He's behind man-to-man, opening up here. Kind of sense a little more effort out there from Huntington High. A lot of bumping in there.
Block, ball loose. Huntington High up with it now. On the drive, down the lane, and the scoop shot is up and in. Garrick Hopkins with the opening bucket for the Highlanders. Anthony Bowman on the drive has it knocked away. Africentric will keep it.
There we go. We're going to watch that Hopkins. I got knocked out of bounds there. Okay, we're back live here.
Bounce pass inside. Hilliard dishes it off, and the shot underneath by Hervon Jacobs puts Africentric on the board. Went up strong for the rebound. Couldn't hold on to it is Laheem Hilliard, and the ball will stay with Huntington High.
We're going to like to see that nice move, just a kind of a scoop and out of bounds.
And the quick putback there by Giante Littlejohn. Puts Huntington High back in front. 6.5 to play here in the opening quarter.
I got to say, Brian, in all the years I covered sports, I don't think I've ever seen a team only get 5 rebounds. And I was talking to Tim Stevens of the Herald-Dispatch before the game, and he was the one, he was at that game. So unless I had an eyewitness like him, I still wouldn't have believed it, I don't think. But they seem ready to play tonight, a lot more so anyway. I believe that's Huntington ball right there.
Officials for tonight's games, Matt Owen, Marcus Thompson and Chuck McKnight.
Both these teams can put a lot of pressure on, and that's what they're doing early here. Africentric is. But Huntington's not having too much trouble breaking it.
Africentric comes up with the steal. Back the other way in transition. All the way in for the layup is Anthony Bowman. And we're all tied once again at 4.
Good transition bucket, and that's what they're looking for.
Chris Brown driving the lane, too strong, won't go. And down with the rebound is Hopkins. Then from the corner is Brown,
nice.
And he nails the 3.
Chris Brown.
Great pass there off the rebound.
All loose underneath, coming out of there with it, putting the shot up,
Oh,
and
boy.
getting the roll is Laheem Hilliard.
Laheem Hilliard.
Friendly bounce there for sure.
From the corner, Deion Sims
Deion Sims.
stretches that Huntington lead out to 4, 10-6, but back the other way,
Wow.
just with a blink of an eye, Kalajuan Davis.
Callie Davis.
4 of the 5 starters for Africentric on the board, as is the same for Huntington.
Wow.
Nice anticipation and the steal there by Anthony Bowman, and he takes it the length of the floor.
Bowman.
Pass was telegraphed, and he had it all the way there, had his eye on it.
Yeah, you gotta snap it out against these guys for sure. He got hit there.
Long
looked
3
like.
gets nothing there. And Sims shoots it, an air ball, so it's going to turn it back over. 4.5 to go in the first quarter.
Lamar Douglas in the Nubians lineup.
Couple of Africentric substitutions.
They play at such a fast pace. I guess they have to move as many in and out as they can.
Hopkins down the middle with the left hand, just a little too strong, wouldn't fall. Underneath now, putting up the
Wow.
follow-up shot there. Laheem Hilliard. He's fouled. He gets to go to the free throw line. He'll have a couple of free throws here. And the first foul of the game.
Fouls on Deion Sims, his first.
Deion
team
Sims
first.
called for the personal.
It's
pretty good. We played 4 minutes before we got that first foul. And here we go on the drive inside, and he kind of hooks up that left hand. And good strong rebounding inside there. So the first lead of the night for Africentric.
Hilliard collects on both free throws, so it's a 12-10 Africentric lead as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter.
Lots of points.
The long 3 off the back of the iron by Chris Brown, and here comes Africentric again on the break.
Yeah.
Well,
good
knocked
call.
off the foot, good defense, and Huntington High will have it back again.
When teams pressure like that, you get in just a little bit of a hurry, and I think that's what happened there. And Africentric just lives off that transition game.
In all kinds of traffic, Deion Sims finds himself surrounded, but he does draw the foul.
Last foul was on Dan Wagner, his first. Corbin Page and Tanner Stevens.
Tanner Stevens and Corbin Page in the Huntington lineup. Sims makes good on 1 of 2. Quickly back the other way, the layup won't go, and Page down with a rebound. Here comes Huntington High back in transition. Brown will fire up the three. Sims with a rebound, tries to go inside to Brown, and it's stolen away. Kalajuan Davis too strong, and then here comes Huntington back again. Now we are in a kind of a race here.
Yeah, a little bit of a resource game, isn't it?
Stevens drives reverse layup, but won't go, and Africentric now out on the break.
Oh, nice.
Dan Wagner with the three.
Dan Wagner.
Page almost had it stolen, still loose on the floor. Africentric has it, and we've got a whistle and a foul.
No,
Or
timeout. Yeah. Great hustle there by Africentric. We're going to watch that a little bit of that right here.
Timeout. Africentric.
Diving for the ball. And the coach gets a timeout, and they get the ball. So good defense there by Africentric. They've been playing it all night. Both these teams kind of trying to get it up and down the floor. They've missed a few easy shots, it seems like, but a pretty high-scoring game here so far. Very few fouls called. The flow's really good in the game. And hadn't been a real physical game, really. It's just they're both pretty quick.
Both teams seem to be playing a pretty similar style, so that's what's interesting is watching both teams almost mirror images of themselves.
Yeah, nobody's slowing anything down, for sure.
2:36 to play, and Africentric with the 4-point lead, and they'll have the ball. And waiting on play to resume.
We're going to watch a little bit of defense here. First off, he come up on the steal and gets the basket. Looking at Huntington High has the ball, and that's a nice anticipation there, and he jams it home.
And we're back to live action here as Africentric has the basketball. 2:27 to go first quarter. Wagner has it knocked away. It'll stay with Africentric. Jump shot from the corner, the side. Burke won't go. Huntington High with it. Under 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Stevens drives baseline, now dishes it off, has it stolen away. Bowman on the break, over to Wagner. And a foul underneath on Huntington High.
Africentric anticipates very well. We're going to watch that again here, I think. Nice pass inside and a pretty good block there, but then the foul on the rebound.
Anthony Bowman at the free throw line, 4 points here in the quarter. So Bowman misfires on both free throws, and it stays a 4-point lead.
Well, you better look out. Here they come.
Huntington really not doing too well at protecting the basketball under the pressure.
Exactly. I mean, they have to know they're coming, and they're being a little lazy with the ball, a little telegraph a little bit too much on the passes. You have to anticipate that quickness, and it's hard to do. A lot of clean steals, clean tips, a lot of tip balls.
Approaching 1 minute to play in the quarter. Wagner dishes off, has it top of the key. Dan Wagner with the long three. That is his second three. Seemed to have no hesitation taking that shot.
No, and it was dead on. A little left-hander.
Todd Blackwell has the shot, gets the nice bounce.
Deion Sims.
Now we're down to the final 18 seconds, and Africentric's going to hold up and get that final shot of the quarter. 10 seconds. From the corner, Wagner. Stevens heaves one the length of the court. And it brings us to the end of the first quarter. Africentric leading Huntington High by a score of 18-14. You're watching the 11th annual Ironton Classic.
Number 56 and
The 11th annual Ironton Classic Invitational is brought to you by Western and Southern Life, Fox Sports Radio, 1230 and 1420 AM, Cole Grove Giovanni's Pizza, Coca-Cola Bottling Company, St. Mary's Medical Center.
Back at the Conley Center. Getting ready for the start of the second quarter back at the Conley Center. Africentric leading Huntington High 18-14, and the Highlanders will have it out as we start the quarter. From the corner, Chris Brown, or Todd Blackwell rather, make that Todd Blackwell. That is his second three. He's taken two shots, and both of them have been threes.
Last two trips down. Giving Huntington a little boost, they need it.
Wagner tries to drive and dish it off, but no good. Lushow in for the drive, and he is pounded to the deck. He'll draw a foul. He'll get to go to the free throw line.
We're going to watch Torrin Locko go in and get fouled hard. And nice job by Locko bringing it back out, and he's got two free throws. Locko's the grandson of Ashland dermatologist Dr. Jack Diddy. So there you go. Little tidbit for you.
And he connects on both free throws, so it gives Huntington High now the lead at 19-18. The long three off the top of the front of the iron won't go, and here comes Huntington High. They start picking up the pace a bit now, and taking it strong to the hoop, dishing it outside.
Good
Three
look
won't
there.
go.
Yep. Look out.
We've just got both teams here just kind of running wild up and down the floor
They
here, it looks
are.
like.
Ooh. Try it again. No, not this time either.
So the threes aren't falling. Layups aren't falling.
He might have walked a little bit there. Oh,
And
nice power
put
shot.
up underneath by Laheem Hilliard. He's going to have a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah. Good strong rebound.
Fouls on Corbin Page, his first. Count the bucket by Liam Hilliard. Be on the line.
Corbin
shooting
Page
one.
called for the personal. So Hilliard goes to the line. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He's got 6 points so far in this game.
Curtis Brown back in the Highlanders lineup.
Let's watch this strong rebound. Gets hit on the arm and puts it up. Well, we've had, if nothing else, Brian, we've had a nice back and forth game here. Two pretty evenly matched teams.
Stevens goes in and he's going to get called for the travel.
Took one step too many. Africentric, out of Columbus, right? Columbus area.
Anthony Bowman drives the lane with a scoop shot. Won't go there to put it back. For the finish is Laheem Hilliard.
Another good rebound there. Good put back. Uh-oh, here we go.
Bowman with the steal. Goes up strong and hits the floor, but he is fouled. Once again, Africentric really making their pressure defense work pretty effectively against Huntington.
We're going to watch him, Bowman, go in and just rolls off, but he gets fouled. Good job by the Africentric defense just anticipating these passes. And Huntington's got to do a better job of protecting the ball and making that pass, no lobs, so they're going to get them. Make a nice bounce pass or at least a quicker pass to their target.
Joseph Patterson in the Huntington lineup.
That's 5 points is the biggest lead for either team tonight. Trying to make it 6 here with this free throw. Nope.
Blackwell down with the rebound. He gets it out to Patterson, and Huntington back the other way with it. Highlanders get a second chance, cross-court pass, knocked away. This Africentric team is really quick, and they anticipate passes really well.
Yeah, if they're not charting deflections, they probably should over there because they get their hand on the ball just about every possession that Huntington has had. They have had at least a finger on it or disrupted the play or intercepted the pass, and many turnovers, for Huntington High that they've turned into baskets, and that's why they're ahead right now by 5.
Yep.
The 11th Annual Ironton Classic Invitational is brought to you by Western and Southern Life, Fox Sports Radio, 1230 and 1420 AM, Coal Grove Giovanni's Pizza, Coca-Cola Bottling Company, St. Mary's Medical Center.
4:56 remaining in the first half. 24-19, Africentric leads Huntington High. And the Highlanders will have it out of bounds in front of the Africentric bench when play resumes. Now Chris Brown will take the three, and he hits it. His second three of the game gets Huntington High back within 2. Africentric, though, quickly gets the ball back down the floor. Nice follow-up there by Laheem Hilliard. 13 points already for Hilliard.
He's had a great first half.
Got half of the Africentric points.
He is really active on the boards for sure.
Stevens has it knocked away. Then nice recovery there.
Good job by Lucko driving in.
And they're going to count the basket.
Yeah.
Count the bucket.
And he'll go to the free throw line. Chance to complete the three-point play.
Team third. Jordan Lockout on the line, shooting 1. Jordan Lockout with the bucket.
And it completes the three-point play. And it pulls Huntington back to within 1 with 3.5 to go here in the half. Bowman, nice dish off, but can't finish the shot off. And now
got to make that shot.
Chris Brown brings it back up for Huntington. From the corner, the three, Joseph Patterson.
That's a nice.
And the steal by Patterson. So a turnover and a break for Huntington now as they lead by 2 with 2.5 to play in the half.
That's
a chance to extend the lead.
Nice job by Locko on that last play, driving in and kicking out to the open three-pointer. Good drive in there.
Todd Blackwell.
Blackwell.
And we've got an Africentric player down underneath the basket.
That's 8 straight for Huntington. That's easily the best run of the game. Matches their biggest lead.
And didn't see what happened down at the other end. I don't know if he hit the wall or if he just took a hard fall. And we'll try to take a look at it here.
There's Locko on that kick out and for the three. And just a great job right there of that. Finding that man and seeing where he was at.
That's Elijah Burke, who was injured. And they're helping him off the floor. He's limping, but going to have a seat over there, so we'll keep an eye on, see how he's doing. And Africentric now will have the ball in, trailing by 4 at 2:27 to go in the second quarter.
A little bit of pressure there from Huntington.
Wagner has it knocked away and then gets it back again. Now the three-pointer attempt by Kalajuan Davis. From the corner for three. Off the front of the iron there for Sims.
Another nice pass down there, though.
Length of the floor. Went coast to coast with that thing and still didn't get it to go. Now here comes Huntington High leading by a point. 90 seconds to play in the half.
Oh. Wide open.
All loose underneath.
Good hustle.
Again, the three-point shot by Davis won't go there for the putback. Hervon Jacobs with the basket. Now we're under a minute to play in the half. And, almost stolen away there by Bowman. Brown goes in, has it knocked away. Africentric now back on the break, taking it all the way in and getting the basket is Kalajuan Davis, and he'll have a chance for three as Africentric takes the lead back with 36 seconds to go.
Neither team has a stop sign, that's for sure. It's green light all the time. Green means go, and they go, both of them. Huntington's already surpassed last night's game total here in the first half, so who knows what that game did for them.
Chris Brown, a little short on the three, chases it down, but it's out of bounds back to Africentric. 19.5 remaining. The Nubians with a 1-point lead.
I'm not sure they can hold it for 14 seconds without shooting. We'll find out.
Down to the final 7 seconds. Bowman now has it. He's going to fire up the long three. Hits the glass. Nothing doing there. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first half with Africentric leading Huntington High by a score of 33-32. And again, I guess we kind of expected this kind of game with a lot of energy, a lot of up and down, and a lot of breaking and pressing all over the floor.
Right. Man-to-man, good man-to-man defense both ways. And teams are hitting some big shots. I think they both need to work on the half court a little bit more. But overall, I think, I'm like you. I think it's been a kind of game we expected it to be.
So Don Moore is standing by with Africentric head coach Michael Bates.
Okay, Coach, barn burner.
Oh, most definitely. It's going to be a tough game. We knew Huntington High School, very tough team, big school out of West Virginia. We knew we was going to have our hands full today.
What do you tell your team going in the second half?
We just got to continue to try to make plays. We got to stop their dribble penetration. They've been able to get some dribble penetration and then get some easy kick-out jump shots. We got to stop that dribble penetration and make those shots a little bit harder for them in the second half.
Okay, appreciate it. Let you get back to your team. Okay? All right, we got a special guest coming in right now with us, and it's John Large. John's one of the major sponsors. His company is. John, tell us why y'all want to get involved in this.
Well, we've been involved for the last 11 years since the first year it started. This year actually marks for we've hit a little over 50,000 what we donated. That money's going back into the community here with scholarships to local kids and obviously the facility and everything. So we've been a proud sponsor for 11 years.
And tell everybody who you are and where they can get in touch with you.
John Large, Western Southern. We've got offices in Ashland, Kentucky, Huntington, West Virginia, Chillicothe, Ohio, and also Portsmouth as well. You can reach us at john.large@wslife.com or 606-836-9611.
Okay, I know the coach appreciates you being a key sponsor of this, and it's a great event that's brought to the Tri-State, bringing in great talent.
Absolutely, a lot of talent. Last night was several good games with Huntington Prep and also Wesley Christian with some great players. VCU Scouts was here, their whole coaching staff, as well as I think one kid was going to Louisville as well. So some good talent here. Coach LaFawn's done a great job in setting this program up and over the last 11 years, and it's grown about every year. So
Appreciate your help.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, Brian, back to you.
Halftime score, Africentric leads Huntington High 33-32. You're watching the 11th annual Ironton Classic. Back at the Ironton Classic, it's halftime. Africentric with a 1-point lead over Huntington High, 33-32. Don Moore now standing by with Huntington High coach Ty Holmes.
Okay, Coach, first half, kept it close.
Yeah, we just got to, like I said, we got to do capitalize on a good defense and not give up offensive rebounds and get back on defense because they get fast break points. Most of their points is fast break points and offensive rebounds. So we can take care of those two things, we'll be fine second half.
You had eight turnovers. What do you tell your team?
Yeah, we just got to take care of the ball. This unforced turnovers, you can't win games like that.
Good luck in second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, Brian.
Africentric had just a slight rebounding edge, 17-15. But like you said, the turnover edge,
and
that's where Huntington High had trouble.
They've hurt them there, and they've hurt them on the offensive boards a lot. I mean, you see them getting a lot of second shots, and Huntington has got to limit that. They're not scoring out of the half court. They're scoring off, like he was saying, they're scoring off transition. They're scoring off fast break. They're scoring off the long rebounds and things like that. Huntington has got to do a better job of that. I think if they could get them in the half court, they'll handle them. But they didn't do a good job of that in the first half. There's some good highlights of Africentric and showing you what their defense can do. Their defense turns into offense really, really easily. Huntington's played pretty well too, though, really overall, and probably doing a better job in the half court, getting inside, kicking it out, getting some really good open looks on their three-pointers, and they're knocking them down pretty good too. So, like you said earlier, Brian, first half is about what we expected. Up and down the floor kind of game, and I think both of them have played pretty well overall. So I look for a good second half here.
Africentric will have the ball to start the second half. Anthony Bowman brings it inbounds. Gets it right back, drives the lane, has it knocked away and out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Nubians.
They are so quick, aren't they? I mean, they just take it to the basket. They don't hesitate. Don't worry too much about the outside shot, although they did hit some threes in the first half. They make the most of what they shoot there.
Hilliard with a reverse layup and then loses it out of bounds, but we're going to get a foul underneath called on Huntington.
Just underneath on the rebound, so the Nubians will take it out of bounds. Good job on the inbounds pass. Got a foul. Not a good job of defending that inbounds play there.
Fouls on Dion Sims.
Sims called for his second foul, so to the free throw line will be Kalishawan Davis. Africentric shooting 50% from the free throw line. They're 4 of 8. They've got 5 of 9 now. And the Nubians now with a 2-point lead.
There's never been a whole lot of separation between these teams. I think 5 points was the biggest lead of the first half, and that was held by Africentric. And Huntington had a 4-point lead a couple of different occasions, but that's been the difference. I mean, it's just been a very tight game, long miss.
Three is too long. Littlejohn has it blocked.
It's blocked there. Nice drive.
Now the drive with the left hand is Sims, and he has it knocked away. Ball loose on the floor and out of bounds.
That's just a good hustle play by Africentric and just making things happen. And I think I would give them a little edge in the hustle department, from what I've seen. Not that Huntington's not hustling, but I think Africentric's got a little bit more want to get the ball. They get their hands on the ball. Great steal there, though.
Marco with the steal, takes it in all the way.
Oh.
Too strong, but gets his own rebound. Then Littlejohn takes his shot at it, won't go.
Boy,
Now Matt Wagner out of there with it for Africentric.
That's a tough opportunity. Good job back tipping there from Garrett Hopkins to prevent a basket there from Africentric.
From the corner, Davis nails a three. That's his second three-pointer. 11 points for Davis.
Yeah, he has played well here as of late.
Hopkins puts it on, has it stripped by Davis, and he's taken it the length of the floor the other way and converts on the layup. And now the lead is 7 for Africentric, and Huntington now is going to call a timeout.
That's the biggest lead of the game for either team. Davis, 11 of their last 13 points have come from Kyle Davis, and that's making a big difference. He's making things happen for sure. We're going to see a little bit of that right here, I think, hopefully. There's a drive in, just a clean pick there by Davis, and he takes it back the length of the floor and puts it in. And that's exactly what, they talked about, the coach talked about at the end of the half of trying to avoid, or the big start of the second half. And they've not been able to avoid that yet.
Africentric has picked up exactly where they left off in the first
You're
half.
right.
They haven't slowed down a bit.
You're exactly right. Now they're going to put a little pressure on, which we haven't, early in the game I think they did this, but this looks like a little zone pressure too. We'll see how Huntington handles that. If you lob it, you are going to get it stolen. They drop back into the man-to-man. Great job rebounding there. Davis getting a clean rebound.
Africentric gets it out quickly. Bowman gets it up there, and again, ball loose under the basket. Huntington High comes out of there with it in transition. Get out to Sims.
Wow, they just can't buy one, can they?
Littlejohn now runs it down, and he is fouled.
Yeah, he got pushed out of bounds.
I think they're going to call that one on Davis of Africentric.
Callie Davis, his first, team first.
Davis has really given Africentric a boost, like jet fuel or something.
Hopkins pulls up.
That was right
in
on.
and out.
That's a good look. Just wouldn't stay down.
The three from the corner,
Ooh.
off the front of the iron. Wagner. Here comes Hopkins now 1-on-3, and he puts it up. Scoop shot won't go, and then here comes Africentric
Davis
now.
again with a rebound.
Just as quickly back the other way. Wagner cross court, bad pass, stolen away. Now Laco by himself down at the other end, gets it up and gets the basket.
Joel Lockout.
A 7 for Laco.
Davis makes a move, goes in, draws the foul.
Davis has been instant offense.
Fouls on Deion Sims, his third.
Sims picks up his third foul.
Oh, I think he hurt his leg there. He's okay. Tried to stop and go and then stop again.
JoJo Patterson in the Huntington lineup.
Hopkins drives, dishes off to Little John underneath. Rocco will take the three. And in the fight for the rebound, there's a foul underneath on Africentric. Think that will go against Hilliard, I believe.
Fouls on Naheem Hilliard, his second. Team second.
Brown puts it on the floor, goes inside, off the back of the glass. Africentric quickly back up the floor. Wagner drives with the left hand and loose ball, a foul. A little bit of pushing here. Going to have to settle everybody down a little bit. This game is really not surprising, though. There's just so much activity.
Yeah, there is. You know, but it
down the floor.
It hasn't really been a physical game, you know, as far as, you know, people getting knocked to the floor or anything like that. Well, you say, wow, I say that and you see that little physical play there, but really I haven't seen too much of that. That's like the first time we've seen anything. So, you know, the officials did a good job. Don't throw somebody out or throw a technical. You know, let's see if we can work this thing out. And I think that's what they made the right decision there. Great job by these officials tonight. They've let these teams play.
And we've got a blocking foul on Huntington. I think that's going to be on Hopkins.
Fouls on Gary Hopkins, his second, team fifth.
Huntington now with 5 team fouls. Nice fake, and from the corner, the moon shot there.
Yeah.
Drops. Austin Morris, who just came in the game just a short time ago, gets his first basket of the game.
Matches the biggest lead.
3 minutes to go here in the third. Brown with the three. Rolls around. Little John fights, gets it down. Huntington now will reset. Hopkins drives the scoop shot.
Garrett Hopkins.
Wagner drives in, one of the smallest guys on the floor. Takes it right down in the lane, but can't convert on the layup. And we've got a foul on Wagner, I believe it is.
Yeah, he kind of rode him out on the sideline there.
Wagner, his second.
Huntington's just had trouble finding any offense. They've only got 2 baskets this second half so far. They've played a lot better defense, except for Davis, who's really hurt them a little bit. But overall, they've played better defense. 8-4 so far this quarter.
Hopkins will take the three, and it falls a little bit short. Bowman brings it down. Here comes Africentric once again in transition. They take it up quickly. Bowman pulls up for the jump shot.
Nice.
Anthony Bowman.
7 points for Anthony Bowman. The lead is back to 7. 2 minutes to play here in the third. Hopkins on the drive is fouled. It'll be the 4th team foul on Africentric.
Fouls on Austin Morris, his first, team 4th.
Nobody really in foul trouble per se at this point.
Not many fouls first half, was there? We've had a few more this quarter.
Which is surprising considering the pace of the game.
Exactly, and the way they both play, going for steals all the time. And the play's been pretty active underneath too, hasn't it? Rebounding. I mean, they're kind of banging a little bit, but nothing terrible. I mean, just kind of reaching over backs, maybe some, but it's been a pretty well played basketball game. Two kind of similar teams. Africentric's defense has been much better here in the second half.
Blackwell can't hold on to the pass on the inside. Now the fast
Nice
break
pass.
coming back the other way. Davis puts it up and
that
hits
looked
the deck
close.
hard. But that'll be a Huntington foul.
Fouls on Tanner Stevens, his first, team sixth.
We're going to watch that go up here, and boy, that looked pretty good.
Callie Davis on the line,
But
shooting
must
two.
have got him on the arm a little bit. Davis for 2.
Davis with 14 points. 7 coming in this quarter. His scoring has given Africentric quite a boost here in this quarter.
Yeah, for sure.
Baskets, Callie Davis.
And now they've extended it to 9 points, which is their biggest margin.
1 minute left in the quarter. Stevens goes in against 2 defenders, has it knocked away, and then Africentric can't hold on to it quite. It gets out of bounds, but Huntington will have it 59.7 left.
He went into the gray wall. Build that wall.
Hopkins again, triple team there. Africentric does a good job of closing on the basketball when it comes inside. They'll surround you. in there.
They are all over you.
Which means somebody's going to be open somewhere.
Second, team fifth.
I mean, look at that guy. I love that.
There's a lot of distraction
Yeah,
there.
there was. I think he was doing a bicycle kick or something.
Hopkins, he thought about that
He
three.
sure did. That'd have been maybe a 4.
He looked down and realized, I'm a little too
I'm
far.
about half court, so maybe not. Probably wondering why you're so open.
Stevens
Good
will
job.
take the 3.
Could
There
not
for
hit.
the rebound and the
Cannot
putback is
hit again.
Blackwell, but again, whistle underneath.
Yeah. The fouls
Yeah.
are starting to mount up, aren't they, for Africentric? I think
Fouls on Callie Davis, his second, team sixth.
both of them will be in the bonus from here on out. So fourth quarter is going to be a little slower. Boy, watch Anthony Bowman.
Littlejohn, as he puts the shot up, he's fouled.
Ah,
We're starting to hear the whistle a little bit more frequently
yes,
now.
we are.
Fouls on Laheem Hilliard, his third, team seventh.
Hilliard with 3 for Africentric and Sims with 3 for Huntington High. As Littlejohn puts up his first free throw attempt. Littlejohn, a 6'4" senior for the Highlanders. Connects on 1 of 2. The lead is now 8 with 29.5 to play here in this quarter.
Again, I'm not sure Africentric can wait 29 seconds to shoot. Hold for the last shot not being their vocabulary.
Davis goes in, puts it off the glass,
Nice
and he's
job.
fouled.
Nice job by Davis, who's just really kind of taking the game over.
He just saw a seam and he went after it, and
That's what I say.
Callie Davis.
This team is not going to hold the ball on you. We're going to watch him here. Just a quick drive. He gets around his man easily, drives in, and he's fouled, and we get an and 1. You get that kind of a lane to the basket, you have to take it. 10-point lead, biggest of the game. Trying to make it 11. Does.
Davis with 11 points in this quarter, 18 overall. Now the final 2 seconds, the shot put up by Hopkins off the back of the iron. That's the end of the third quarter. Africentric leading it 48-37 over the Huntington Highlanders. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the 11th Annual Ironton Classic.
The 11th Annual Ironton Classic Invitational is brought to you by Western and Southern Life. Fox Sports Radio, 1230 and 1420 AM. Ohio University Southern. Buffalo Wild Wings. Rax.
Huntington outscored 15-5 in that quarter, so it was a big spurt there by Kalijuan Davis as he poured in 11 points of his 18 there in that third quarter.
Yeah, great quarter by Davis. Really just kind of took over the game just with his individual play. And Huntington got some good shots that just wouldn't fall. But Africentric is playing better defensively than they did the first half, I thought. In the first half, they got their hands on a lot of balls. They didn't really so much that quarter, but they played good, just better, solid defense and limited Huntington to 2 field goals.
So the Nubians start the quarter with an 11-point lead. Huntington with the ball. Hopkins kicks it out to Stevens.
They're just not
and
hitting.
The Nubians come up with it again.
Not hitting the threes, are they?
There's Davis as he takes it down the lane. Stevens thought he had a steal, but gets called for the foul.
Quick reflexes by that ref catching the ball. We're going to see Davis just moving in and kind of a no-look throw to the referee there, about hit him in the head. Good reflexes there to catch that ball. Davis back on the line again.
Davis now 5 of 6 from the free throw line.
Not a guy you want to foul, but a guy they better stop, figure out how to stop, because this is 20 points, all right? Is that right?
Yep, now he has 20 points on the night. Game's leading scorer.
13-point lead for the
Stevens now going one-on-one against Hilliard, and it's air ball out of bounds on Huntington, so it'll go back to Africentric now.
It's probably lucky they didn't get a foul called, actually. Kind of went over the back of Davis, but Huntington going to put a little pressure on now. Davis snaps through that without too much trouble.
Davis has it blocked, gets it back, stays with it, and he's pretty much taken over this game in the second half.
There's no question. No question who the best player on the floor is right now.
He doesn't slow down. When he takes it down the lane, he just is determined he's going to take it in.
Yeah. They've jumped that lead to 15 points just like that.
Fouls on Lahim Hilliard.
We're going to watch the drive in here, and he gets fouled from behind.
His fourth.
Lehan Hilliard.
Hilliard called for the foul. That's his fourth, and Corbin Page at the line for Huntington High. It's his first point of the game.
All right.
Page is 6'4" freshman.
He's a big freshman, isn't he? Oh, he got a little shove in the back he got away with there. Did Huntington.
Chris Brown finds a seam inside and gets the bucket. Huntington pulls back to within 12. Wagner goes in, puts it high off the glass, and Littlejohn comes down with a rebound. Rather, Page comes down with a rebound.
Good strong rebound there.
And lackadaisical pass there, over and back.
Yeah, the guy that caught the player that caught the ball had not established himself on this side of the court. Good call.
Africentric really has not had much difficulty with Huntington's pressure defense at all.
No, they're so quick.
They've done a good job of handling all the pressure.
Yeah, they
and
really
actually
have.
Beating it down the floor in many cases.
Right, they haven't turned it over, very infrequently, really, throughout this whole game. They definitely like to get it in transition and run, and really haven't been a great half-court team. This is one of the longest possessions I've seen. We've seen them have tonight. Nice job of driving there.
Bowman had a nice look at it, just couldn't make it go.
And Anthony Bowman had a nice drive, but
Flacco will take the long three and hit it. Quickly inside, the ball blocked, and then a foul underneath as Hilliard gets the rebound. So he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Page gets called for the foul, so with 5:01 to play and a 9-point lead, Laheem Hilliard goes to the line to extend the Africentric lead. $12 points for Hilliard. He is 4 for 4 from the free throw line. So he gets them both. For the lead is back now out to 11.
Yeah, I think the problem Huntington faces is first scoring, which they've had trouble doing here in the second half, but second turning over Africentric, which they've not been able to do the whole game.
Shot put up in traffic, so it doesn't go. Laco down with a rebound. Now here comes Huntington. Takes it all the way in. Gets the shot up. No good. Brown gets the rebound, so Huntington now can reset. Blackwell has it knocked away. Now Brown has an open three. So again, Africentric out of there with it quickly.
They don't worry about running any time off the clock, do they? Get it and go.
Under 4 minutes to play now here in the game. Ball loose on the floor, and we've got a scramble for the ball and a timeout.
Africentric called the timeout, so.
That's a full timeout, 3:48 to go. We'll step aside. We'll step aside here just for a moment. You're watching the 11th annual Ironton Classic.
The 11th Annual Ironton Classic Invitational is brought to you by Western and Southern Life, Fox Sports Radio 1230 and 1420 AM, Bartram and Sons, Collins Career and Technical Center,
right, we're
And
going to
we'll
see
take another
Africentric
look at
just
that
went after
last
Whisper
play
Holly
there where we
and
had
Huntington. And
fumble.
Locko has it on the ground. I guess that's who got the timeout, right?
It looked like a fumble.
Yeah, it did. Who gets it?
Kind of a mini scrum there.
No doubt. And, you know, Africentric's kind of, like I said, they don't turn the ball over that much. And Huntington's really having trouble scoring, but they're going to have to make some kind of run here. They're going to have to turn them over, keep them from scoring. I don't know. I really like Africentric's chances at this point with 11-point lead and 3:48 to play. Still a lot of basketball to play, but maybe the three-pointer could play a role if anything. Huntington needs to start firing them up probably. Because they've shown they're capable of hitting them for sure.
Page's shot falls short. Here comes again Africentric, hoping to add to the lead. .323 remaining. Bowman looking underneath for
Good
Davis
block.
and has it swatted away underneath there. I'm not sure if it was Brown or Blackwell that actually
That was a nice block
got the
either
block.
way. That was a spike, wasn't it? And there's the inside pass, and yeah, it looks like that was Brown that made the block. There's a steal the other way.
Hopkins makes a nice move and a pass underneath to Brown, and
That helps.
I believe Hilliard's going to get called for the foul, and if that's on Hilliard, that'll be his fifth.
Fouls on Raheem Hilliard.
And that is his fifth. So he is fouled out with 2:56 to go. He leaves with 13 points.
Yeah, he played very well. They will miss him for sure.
Lamar Douglas in for Africentric as Chris Brown goes to the free throw line. Huntington hasn't had many opportunities from the free throw line. But Brown connects on one of two there, so the lead is 10 now with 2:54 to play. Almost a steal there, but Africentric maintains possession to the corner, and we have a timeout. Michael Bates wants a timeout and a full timeout. So we'll step aside here at 2:46 to go. You are watching the 11th annual Ironton Classic.
The 11th annual Ironton Classic Invitational is brought to you by Western and Southern Life, Fox Sports Radio, 1230 and 1420 AM, Coal Grove Giovanni's Pizza, Coca-Cola Bottling Company, St. Mary's Medical Center.
.246 remaining, and Africentric with a 10-point lead at 54-44. And they will have the ball when play resumes after the timeout. Kalijuan Davis, leading scorer for both the game and for Africentric, but he has 22 points.
He's kind of quieting down a little bit this quarter, but he has played a major role in everything that's happened.
Raheem Hilliard with 13 points, just fouled out a moment ago. So Africentric now just trying to hang on and the last 2:46 to come out with a victory here.
You have to throw it in.
And the ball stolen away by Blackwell. Laco with a 2-on-1, keeps it. Nice move and gets the basket. Blackwell takes it the length of the floor, doesn't go. Ball loose on the floor. Coming out of there with it. Blackwell gets it out to Laco. Now he's back again the other way. Has it knocked away by Davis.
Wow.
Nice
Just
defensive play.
Clean strip.
Bowman now will hold it up somewhat, which we haven't seen a whole lot of tonight.
No.
2 minutes to play. And a nice steal by Brown as he takes it all the way in and cuts the lead to 6 points with 1:46 to go.
Plenty of time.
Davis takes it and misses the layup, and once again, Blackwell down with it. Lazy pass almost stolen now. Laco comes up, stops for the three, and he's got it.
Wow.
Boy, how things have changed in the last few moments. 131, and Huntington has gotten back to within 3 points.
Timeout, Huntington.
We're going to watch Laco just pull up on this three, set and fire and drop it in there. And that cuts the lead to 54-51 with 1:31 to play.
He's got 17 points, but that was a big three right there because he's got 2 of them this quarter.
Yeah, great.
Huntington now not only getting the turnovers, but they're capitalizing on the turnovers.
Yeah, they haven't turned them over the whole game. It's interesting. I don't know if Africentric trying to slow it down has kind of knocked them out of sync a little bit, maybe. But it's a ball game again, 3-point game, anybody's game. I think it hurt losing Hilliard too.
They've actually put up a few ill-advised shots inside.
Yeah, they did, right.
Flung the ball up there when maybe they should have just backed it out a little bit. But what seemed to be just pretty much in the books already, we're now down to 131, and we have a one-possession game now. So Huntington back on the floor waiting for Africentric to break their huddle, and we're about set to resume play. Both teams in the bonus as well, so any fouls are going to be in a bonus situation, and Africentric now will have the ball out under the Huntington basket. Highlanders set to apply full court pressure. Davis now double teamed. Gets the pass over to Wagner, and he's almost has it stolen away. Now 2-on-1 underneath, and a nice job of finding the open man as Jacobs finishes the basket. And now a steal. Laco's going to get called for the foul there, but Huntington High now with that turnover really couldn't come at a worse time.
Yeah, big basket for Jacobs too on that previous possession before the steal. So Africentric really needed that to hang in there. Bowman.
Bowman on the line shooting 2.
Now Bowman at the line, he is 1 for 4 at the line tonight. .112 left on the clock.
He might be the guy to foul, right? Tonight at least.
So Bowman ready for his second free throw attempt. It's 1 of 2. The lead is now 4. Make that 6, rather.
Yeah.
Coming up on 1 minute to play. In the corner, the shot by Hopkins falls short. Now, Huntington in desperation. They got to get a steal or a foul.
Good job by Davis bringing it out.
Bowman takes it in, misses the layup, gets his own rebound. Now the ball's loose, and I think we're going to have a jump ball. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow is with
Africentric.
There you go. 44.5 left.
Well, you can see the action underneath there, and they're trying to kick the ball and everything else, but they called a jump ball there.
Okay, and we've got a timeout.
And nothing happened there. Timeout Africentric underneath the basket. So
Africentric calling the
6-point advantage. They have the ball. It's going to be
20-second timeout.
Need a couple turnovers here still.
So 44.5 left, and Africentric holding on to that 6-point lead. Africentric has been 5 of 6 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter, and that's been important with the 6-point spread.
They're going to have to keep firing the threes up, and it's about the only chance they have now.
So as play resumes, we'll have Africentric taking the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket with 44.5 seconds left.
Not enough
and they call another timeout.
Can't get a guy open.
Looks as though they were having difficulty getting the ball in bounds. And I believe this is going to be a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout ourselves. You are watching the 11th Annual Ironton Classic.
The 11th Annual Ironton Classic Invitational is brought to you by Western and Southern Life. Fox Sports Radio, 1230 and 1420 AM. Ohio University Southern. Buffalo Wild Wings. Rax.
Africentric after the timeout with 44.5 seconds, calling consecutive timeouts. And they will have the ball out under their own basket with a 6-point lead.
I mean, mainly get the ball in bounds right now, and they're going to foul you probably. And then you can hit some free throws, you're going to win the game. And that's about kind of pretty simply put, that's about the way it is. Huntington High, meanwhile, needs to get the ball back. Maybe get a three. Not necessarily have to. They got 44 seconds left, but they have to score quickly and can't have any empty possessions, and they've had a lot of them in this game.
Only 3 players have been to the line. Hilliard was 5 for 5, but he's out of the game. Bowman has hit 2 out of 6, and Davis is 6 out of 7.
Davis is your inbounder.
There's the guy to foul.
Foul quickly.
But looks as though they're not going to foul anybody. They almost get the steal, ball loose on the floor, and now they've got the jump ball. Huntington now has the possession arrow.
31 seconds, chance to cut it to 4 or 3. With a 3.
Jump ball goes to Huntington.
Good hustle by Huntington.
So just checking the floor to see if
it's wet.
Need to mop it up a little bit. And somebody's going after something. Probably see evaporate before somebody gets back.
I see a towel. I think we got it now.
It was kind of a never mind.
Yeah.
31.6 now, and Blackwell will bring it in for Huntington.
They're going to be watching Laco closely. He's been the one that's been Most effective from the three-point line.
Down to 20 seconds. They need to get a shot up pretty quickly here. Hopkins takes it in and does a reverse layup. Huntington trailing by 6. They needed at least to try to go for a 3.
Or at least
now
two.
We're down to 6 seconds, and we have a foul, and that's going to be pretty much the ball game as Sims gets called for his 4th foul. 5 seconds to go. Dan Wagner will go to the free throw line to just try to add to the final score.
Yeah, this game is over.
Dan Wagner on the line shooting 2.
Good effort by both teams, though. It's been an enjoyable game to watch. And a couple of really good games from Torin Laco for Huntington and Kalajuan Davis for Africentric.
For the final shot by Garrett Hopkins goes, but at final score, Africentric 58, Huntington 54. All in all, a very entertaining game, up and down the floor, but I guess when all is said and done, Africentric just was a little bit too much for Huntington at the very end.
Yeah, they outplayed him. Davis was definitely a difference in the game. You know, he came out that second half and just played extremely well. Meanwhile, Huntington was having really a hard time scoring in the third quarter, and I think that was really the difference in the game.
Final score, Africentric 58, Huntington 54. That's going to wrap things up from here. I'm Brian Correa along with Mark Maynard saying thanks for watching. Tonight's game has been a presentation of the Electronic Media Department of Ohio University Southern. You've been watching the 11th Annual Ironton Classic.
Someday starts today at Ohio University Southern. With more than 30 affordable 2- and 4-year degree programs in-demand careers, you'll learn skills employers want right here in the tri-state and beyond. With traditional classroom instruction in Ironton and Proctorville, online and blended learning, Ohio University Southern meets the needs of working adults and traditional students with affordable, accessible, high-quality education. Ohio University Southern.